Hi everyone, so today I have another storing photo cards video. I think this is number 17 now. I do mostly have Stray Kids cards to put away again. So all of these cards are Stray Kids and then these are girl group cards. And I'm also going to be setting up for Jisoo's solo debut since that's happening at the end of this month, and for Kai's solo comeback that just happened a few days ago. I'm filming this on Wednesday, so it's been a few days. I'm still waiting for my albums to ship. They've said that they're ready to ship and have said that since Monday, but for some reason they haven't shipped yet. I'm really hoping they will soon because I don't want to have to wait until like the beginning of next week. Okay, but I am going to get into it now. I am going to start off with Blackpink just because I only have one card to put away for them this time, which is just this Lisa card, and then I'm going to set up for Jisoo's solo debut. So I do just have one Blackpink card to put away this time, but I should definitely have more stuff for them in my next video. So I do have the last Lisa Polaroid for the pink version. So right now for her, I just need her kit version card and like the rest of the pre-order benefits that I'm collecting for her, which I am collecting more for her than I'm collecting for the other members. I am kind of worried about finding her kit version card because it's definitely her hardest card to find, and I haven't really been able to find it anywhere. And then I am still missing a few cards for Jisoo and Rose. I do have the last two pink version cards for Rose on the way, and then I still have Jenny's gray version cards that I'm worried about trying to get. But I should have this page finished in my next video, and this page because I finally have Lisa's Make Star card on the way. So I'm going to rearrange this page in my next video, but I'm not going to do that now. I am marking off the cards I have on the way now with just a blue sleeve, so I'm marking off that I have that one on the way. I think I should have a few of Lisa's pre-order cards on the way that I'm not collecting for the other members, but I'm not sure exactly what I have right now or how I want to lay things out, but I am definitely going to move this page around in my next video probably. Okay, and then I'm just going to put Jisoo solo at the end of this binder. I am definitely going to need to like get a new binder after this for Blackpink because this binder is definitely like as full as it can go. And I am only planning on collecting like one page of cards for Jisoo, so I think it should be fine to put it in here. Okay, I'm just going to put in one page for Jisoo. I know there are like a few bigger things, but I don't remember what they are off the top of my head. And I'll just wait until I actually get my albums to see what page I'll need to put in here for them. I am only going to be buying the black version and the red version. I think there's also a kit version, but I'm not going to be getting that. And I don't usually buy the vinyls for them either, so I'm not getting that version either. And I think if I remember correctly, there's 4 selfie cards for each version, but I think I might just keep my album pulls and not really collect anything else. I am going to be pre-ordering my album from K-Town For You, so I'm guessing because I'm getting 2 versions, I'll definitely at least have 2 cards. If the pre-order cards are selfie cards, K-Town For You does tend to do like a selfie card and a concept card, so I'm thinking there's either going to be like 2 or 3 cards for K-Town For You. So whatever there is, I'm going to put those in the middle. I kind of hope that there are selfie cards for the pre-order benefits like there were for Lisa solo, especially since Born Pink was pretty much all concept cards. But I'm glad at least for her album the cards are selfie cards. That was like my one complaint about Lisa's album, was that all of her cards that came in the album were concept cards. And for Jisoo's, there is also the first edition set of selfie cards, but I don't know if that's going to be like Lisa's rare gold cards that only come in some albums. I'm really hoping it's not, and they do come in all of the albums, but I don't really trust YG to believe that they're not just going to be in random albums. So if those don't come in every album, I am just going to collect 2 cards from each version. So I'm going to put the black version on the top So either way, I just want to get 2 cards for each version. I'm hoping I won't have to buy any more cards, and I can just have 2 cards with album pulls. If the limited cards, or if the first edition cards come in all of the albums. If not, I'll just have to buy 1 more card from each version. So I'm going to do the black version at the top, and then the red version at the bottom. And then I'll just keep whatever bigger inclusions I pull, and I'll put in a page for those once the album comes out and I know like what size everything is. I did consider collecting everything for her, but I did basically just want to do what I did for Rose, where I just have a full page of stuff. I would have done the same for Jenny, but I think the only version of her solo that came with like an actual photo card size thing was a limited version. And I wasn't collecting albums at the time that solo came out, so I didn't get a chance to buy the limited version of the album. But I would eventually like to maybe get some more stuff from Jenny solo, just because I don't really have anything other than the postcard that I pulled and the 1 Polaroid that I pulled. So I at least want to get 1 more to fill up the spot. I'm honestly just so glad that they finally announced Jisoo solo, and it's coming. It was coming before Coachella, so if they all perform their solo songs at Coachella, she's not the only one doing a cover. Okay, that was everything for Blackpink. I will definitely have more stuff to put away for them in my next video. I just didn't have any of that stuff for this video. I do have some stuff on the way from Mercari Japan that I bought with Bai. I just am waiting for like 2 more things to arrive to the Bai warehouse before I ship them out. But I think I might film a haul of that stuff, but I don't know yet. So next I'm going to go into like my other girl groups binder that has Dreamcatcher, sserafim, and wjsn. So I do actually have something for every group in this binder, which I feel like hasn't happened in a while. And I do have an exciting card for Dreamcatcher. I finally have one of the other cards that I needed for this page. So I do finally have Shigan's other limited selfie card from Apocalypse Save Us, which I really never thought I was going to end up finishing this page, because the last 3 cards have been so hard to find. But I did find one of the 3, so at least it's a little closer to being done. And I honestly really am thinking about not collecting any of their limited cards going forward. I will probably still buy the limited versions of the albums, but I don't know if I'm going to try collecting them, just because this album was so hard. And luckily the most recent album, Apocalypse Follow Us, hasn't been quite as hard, but I am still missing I think one of the limited cards at this point. And then I do actually have this page almost finished. So I have 2 of the Yuhyun cards and the last jisoo that I made for this page. So I do have one of Yuhyun's platform version cards on the way that will go up there. I just don't have it for this video. And I do also have the last 2 limited cards that I needed for her on the way, so I will just need the other platform version. And I think it's the one where has like a filter on that card. It is really hard to find for some reason, and I feel like every time I see it, it's super expensive, and the platform version itself wasn't that expensive, and I'm not spending more money for that one card than I would on just buying another platform version, because it's just definitely not worth it to me. And then for jisoo, I still do need 3 cards. The concept card really from the normal version really isn't that hard to find. I just haven't got around to buying it. And then her other platform version card, for some reason, is also kind of hard to find. And then I still have her other limited version that I already bought but got lost. I'm hoping I can find it eventually, or that card will just show up. But I am at least closer to finishing that album now. And then for the Seraphim, I actually do have a Chaewon card that I got. So I do have, I think this was her iridescent opal version. And then I do have one of her compact version cards on the way. I was considering going back and collecting Fearless after I finished Anti-Fragile, but this album has been so hard to collect because her cards are so expensive that at this point I don't really want to collect Fearless, even though there's not as many cards. And I've heard something about them maybe having a comeback next month, so I would kind of, and I don't want to like even think about trying to collect another album or Fearless at this point. So I might, and especially if Stray Kids ends up having a comeback next month too, I'm probably gonna hold off on finishing Le Sserafim for a bit, or like hold off on getting those albums, and I might not get them right away, just to kind of make it easier for myself. Lisa also announced another 327 photo book, which I do already have pre-ordered, and I would much rather worry about that and like Kai's comeback, jisoo solo debut, and the potential Stray Kids comeback next month before I worry about any other groups. Okay, and then I also have the last Subin card that I needed for Sequence. So I needed her jewel case card, but I haven't been able to find it, and then I finally found someone selling it. So I have this first page finished, and then I do also have the last yarn card I needed on the way, which that is in the buy package, so I'm hoping to ship that out soon. Like I said, I'm just waiting for 2 more cards, and I'm hoping they'll get to the warehouse soon and I can finally have Sequence done. Right, and that was everything for this binder, and now all I have left is just Stray Kids cards. So actually, before I get into the Stray Kids cards, I'm gonna set up for Kai's solo comeback. So I did also decide to drop some cards from his first album. So I originally was collecting like everything, the regular photo book versions, the flipbook version, and the jewel case version, and I can't even remember how many cards there were total. And I think I just needed one more flipbook version card because I had decided I wasn't going to get like the last 1 or 2 jewel case version cards that I needed, because all of the jewel case version cards were concept cards, and I feel like all of the jewel case version cards were AR cards, and I honestly just don't like the AR cards as much. So I originally had 2 of the flipbook version cards, which I now have on the back of here, and I didn't want to get rid of those, but I really didn't want to even try and get the other flipbook version card because it is very similar to that card. He just is like I think his head is like turned to the side or something. So I decided to just put those on the back of there and not keep those cards and the jewel case cards on their own page. And for like all of his solo comebacks now, even though I don't think he's going to end up having another one before he ends up enlisting, so I'm just going to stick to 9 cards for him, because I was only planning on collecting, or there was only 9 cards to collect for Peaches anyways. So I figured if I just keep everything at 9 cards now, it'll look a lot nicer, but I will just have the 2 cards on the back for his first album. I am still missing 1 card from his first 2 albums, which I kind of was hoping to have those done before his solo comeback, but considering that he's most likely going to be enlisting this year and won't be releasing anything else most likely other than like the EXO comeback, I think I'm fine not having anything done, so at least that way I can focus on trying to finish his stuff while he's in the military, especially because him and Sehun I feel like are most likely going to go around the same time, because they are just like a few months apart in age. So at least, because I do have Sehun done, at least that'll give me something to collect while they're both enlisted. So for Rover, there are 4 different versions. So there's the photo book version, the sleeve version, the digipack version, and the like mini version that SM has been doing lately. I already ordered the photo book version, the sleeve version, and the digipack version. I didn't order the mini version because it was shipping later than the other versions of the album, and I didn't want my album to take longer to get here because of that version, but my albums still haven't shipped, so I don't think it really would have made a difference. But I do think I am going to get a mini version at some point. I'm just not too worried about it. So I I am going to collect all 3 cards from the photo book version and this sleeve version. And then I'm going to keep whatever I pull from the digipack version. And then if I get the mini version, I'll have 2 cards to put at the bottom. And then I'll just pick whatever card I either like more or it's easier to find for either of those versions. So I'll have those 2 at the bottom. I haven't seen any of the cards for his album yet. And I'm going to try and avoid seeing any spoilers or anything until I get my albums if they ever ship. But I will decide what layout I like the most once I get the cards and see some of the other ones. But for right now, I do have the photo book version at the top, the sleeve version in the middle, and then the digipack and the other version at the bottom. I am glad that I can just do 9 cards, and I'll only technically, I think, be missing 2 cards, because I think the mini version only has 2. It's 1 of 2 cards, so it would only be missing 1 version from that one if I don't decide to collect that for both of the cards for that version. And then the digipack has 3, so I'm either going to be missing 1 or 2 cards from that version. I think I'm most likely going to end up trying to get the other one in the other digipack version cards, because I feel like the mini version cards are going to be more expensive just because not as many people buy that version. But that is my plan for Rover. Hopefully my albums will ship soon and I'll have an unboxing of that album. And then I'm really hoping that EXO's comeback doesn't end up being in April and it's maybe in May, because I don't want to have to worry about Stray Kids and EXO at the same time. All I have left is Stray Kids, which I do have. Most of the cards I have are for them, so I have the stack of cards. A lot of these are just album pulls, so it's really not even, so a lot of it's not even cards for the members that I collect. So I am going to put the set of photo cards that came with the limited version of No Easy on the first page, just so then this collection will start off with a full page of cards for all the members. So then there is that page, and I don't have anything for this first page, but I should have the rest of Felix's No Easy cards on the way. And then I did pull both Chain of Felix's double-sided cards, so we do have those. And for now, I'm just going to leave the extra set of cards I have from the limited version right here. I'm kind of thinking about collecting maybe 2 full group sets for No Easy, and then just reorganizing both of these pages. But I would much rather wait until after their comeback, and maybe until after I finish some other stuff for them before I start thinking about collecting anything else. And then for this page, I have the frame cards. So I think these were from the normal versions of the album, and then these were from the jewel case versions. So I'm going to put the black ones at the top, and then the red ones down here, and then I'm going to put the jewel case cards in the middle. So I do have Chain's jewel case card, and I do have Felix's on the way. So this page will be done. So I am really close to finishing No Easy. I think I just need 2 more Chain's cards. So I know I have one of them on the way, but I can't remember which card it is. It might be the one that goes here, but I'm not 100% sure. And then for Christmas Evil, I do have the greenback cards. So I have Chan's done for Christmas Evil. And I do have Felix's glitter card on the way. So I just need the redback card for him, which for some reason is the most expensive card from this album. I feel like everyone else's cards from that version aren't that expensive when I see them, but for some reason Felix's is. And then I did already put the mini posters in here, just because I wasn't sure how I felt about having them like this. but I did want to put them in here somewhere. Just right there. And then for Ordinary, I am going to need to rearrange this page because I did decide that I'm going to collect the full group set for the black version. Almost, I think I pulled all but 3 members. So I pulled Chan, which I already had his, but I already had his and Felix's, and then I pulled Hyunjin and Sungmin, and Jisung. So I just needed, which I'm gonna pull Jisung's card from the back. So I just needed Lino, Changbin, and Ian. So I figured I might as well just collect the full group set, especially because these cards are like really easy to find. So I do have Ian's card on the way. So I just need Changbin. I feel like it's kind of funny that he's the one member I'm technically still missing, because in all the albums that I opened in my last video, I pulled him in like practically every album. Yep, so there is that page. Honestly, if I wasn't as close as I was to finishing it, I probably wouldn't have decided to collect all the members. And then the other reason I decided to was that I pulled Felix's ID in one of my albums, which I wasn't planning on collecting the IDs, but because I have his, I feel like I might as well. And then I do actually have all of Chan's cards on the way. So hopefully in my next story video, I should have him finished for Ordinary, which I was hoping to have at least one album completely finished by the time they had a comeback, but I don't think that's going to happen. I am the closest with Christmas Evil, but I don't want to spend more on that card than I need to, just to have that collection finished. And I am still missing just 2 cards from Accident, but I am still missing 1 version of the album, and I would much rather just wait to get the last 2 cards I need until after I get the last version of the album that I need. Right, and then I do have some more of the unit cards. So my plan was, since I have 6 of the red version and 3 of the black version units, I'm going to put the black version in the middle and then do the other 3 red version cards at the bottom. I don't know how I managed to only pull the red and the black version. I didn't pull any of the blue version in any of the albums that I opened. And I do actually have more of the units on the way with Chan's set of Ordinary cards that I have. So I don't remember how many of those cards I needed and how many were cards that I already have, because I know there's like at least like 2 cards in that set that I didn't need, but it was just cheaper for me to buy the whole set of cards. So whatever cards I don't need, I'll just put on this page with the circle cards that I have. I'm definitely going to end up rearranging this page again once I get those cards, but for now I'm just going to lay them out like this. And then I don't have any Accident album cards. I do have Felix's face sticker, which I think I'm just going to stick it on the back of there, so then his face will just be back there, because I figured I might as well put it somewhere in here since I have it. And then I do have this Accident with Me card, so I do have Felix's on the way. So I actually bought his first, but I ended up getting Chan's in the mail first. I have Felix right there, so then I just need Felix's Felix's Target card, and this page will be finished. But for some reason his Target card is like really ridiculously expensive every time I see it, and I do still need one more version of Accident, so I keep buying Accident albums when I see them in hopes that I'll pull it myself. But I feel like I should just probably give it and buy it at some point. And then I just have 2 more chain cards, so I have 2 more of the Accident Polaroids, or the Maniac Tour Polaroids, I do think I have like 2 more of these on the way. So then I'll just need 4 more. I think there's like 10 total. But I only wanted to collect 9 just so I could have the whole 9 pocket page. And then the rest of the cards are all just the cards I have for the other members. Because I really don't want to sell all their cards. Even though I really don't need them. But part of me feels like at some point I'm just going to want to collect the full group for them. Because I honestly kind of feel like Stray Kids might be an all group for me. Which is kind of crazy because I honestly didn't think I would have another group that I like felt that strongly about, for one thing. I also just definitely never would have expected to have another all group that was a boy group, because I really don't listen to boy groups. Other than EXO, obviously. Okay, so I'm gonna have, so I just have all the No Easy cards. So I do have 3 cards from this set. So if I were to collect 2 full group sets, I should definitely do this one, since I would only need 3 members. But then I really like this Changbin card, and I think I see Hyunjin's card from this set that I also really like. And then part of me kind of wants to do the set where they're in the red outfits. But I feel like I really need to not even think about collecting a full group set right now. And I think if anything, if I was going to collect full group for them right now, it would make sense to, for one thing, do Max Accident, since I have so many of the Max Accident cards already. But I feel like it would also make more sense to just wait until the comeback that they're probably going to have within the next 2 months. Because I feel like I'm probably going to end up buying a ridiculous amount of albums. So it would make sense to just collect full group for that. And then maybe go back and start working on some other sets. Okay, so now those were all of the easy cards that I have. And I just have 3 Christmas Evil cards, which that Changbin is definitely my favorite card of his that I have. But I also really like this Christmas Evil card. Like, speaking of collecting more stuff for Stray Kids, I do have some other stuff that I'm just collecting Chan for, which I might have those cards in my next video, because I feel like I just keep adding stuff on for them. But I'm not collecting all of their albums, and I'm only really thinking about collecting the Live and In Life after I finish the stuff like after I finish from No Easy forward. But I also just don't want to like overwhelm myself with stuff to collect for them. And then for Ordinary, I only have 5 cards that weren't cards that I needed. And I did get Jisoo's Target card, because I did buy an album from Target because I saw that they were randomly back in stock, and I think they only had like 2 available when I bought the album. I kind of wish I would have bought another one, even though it might have ended up being the same version. But I really don't think I'm going to collect the Target cards for that album. Okay, now I just have a bunch of Maxident cards. Okay, so I do have 3 of the Target cards. So I have these 3. I think I'm just going to put these at the bottom just so all 3 of the Target cards are together, since they do all look really nice together. That set was like pretty cohesive since they were all from the same version. I do only have 1 Changbin card from Accident. Oh wait. I don't know why, for some reason I always want to put Changbin before Lino. Salmon is the only member that I don't have a single accident card for, because I've only told him one time. I'm glad that the 2 heart cards line up, but I kind of want to get another one of the heart cards just so I have one to match up with that one. But I really don't need to, because I think like once I buy that last accident album, I really don't need any more cards or accident albums. And then I do have 3 of the face stickers. I really don't want to add another page just for those. So I'm just gonna stick those on the back for there now, but I'm sure at some point I'll add another page in for the other members. Right, and then that was everything for Stray Kids. I'm definitely gonna have a bunch of stuff again for them in my next story video, just because they are the group that I have the most stuff to collect for now. But I should hopefully have like a decent variety of groups next time. Right, but that is everything for this video. I should have a few unboxings coming up with like all the compacts and everything. Right, but that is everything for this video. Thank you for watching. Bye.